Chemistry is a branch of science which deals with the study of chemicals, elements, compounds and mixtures, their preparation, properties, uses in the day-to-day life. Water is a universal solvent. Let us discuss about chemistry of water. Water is classified into hard water and soft water. Hard water is further divided into temporary hard water and permanent hard water. And water also can be purified by several methods. And water is having its own action on metals, sometimes non-metals, and many other chemical reactions. Water is a universal solvent, as I told you. It is a compound. Water is a compound made up of 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. Water is a polar inorganic compound, that is at room temperature, a tasteless and odorless liquid, which is nearly colorless apart from an inherent hint blue. It is by far the most studied chemical compound and is described as the universal solvent and the solvent of life. It is the most abundant substance on earth and the only common substance to exist as a solid, liquid and gas on Earth's surface. It is only the 3rd most abundant molecule in the universe. Structure of water. As I told you, water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen, 2 atoms of hydrogen connected to the single atom of oxygen. The angle between the 2 bonds is 104.45 degrees and the bond length between oxygen and hydrogen is 95.84 picometer. Water is a covalent bond, that is water, that is hydrogen and oxygen between a chemical bond which is a covalent bond, sharing of 2 electrons. The bond length and chemical bonds are all, let us discuss in the forthcoming classes about the different types of chemical bonds, the function of bonds in the chemistry. Hoffmann's voltammeter is a very important instrument which is used to find the proportions of hydrogen and oxygen during electrolysis. When the electric current is passed through acidulated water with dilute sulfuric acid, the platinum electrodes, oxygen is collected at anode and hydrogen is collected at cathode. This helps the proportion of hydrogen and oxygen during electrolysis. During electrolysis, water splits into its respective ions, hydrogen plus ions and OH minus ions. Hydrogen plus ion reacts with 1 electron at cathode, gives hydrogen atom. This hydrogen atom again combines together, gives hydrogen molecule. This hydrogen molecule, gas, is collected. Now similarly, water loses electrons, gives 4 OH minus ions and 2 oxygen molecules. Thus, oxygen is collected at anode and hydrogen is collected at cathode. This is the principle of electrolysis, water electrolysis. Applications of electrolysis. You know, my dear friends, applications of electrolysis is very important in the industrial chemistry. Production of hydrogen by electrolysis of water, manufacture of heavy water, non-metals like hydrogen, fluorine, chlorine are obtained by electrolysis. In this method, pure metal is deposited at cathode from solution containing the metal ions called electroplating. This electrolysis of copper sulfate solution, for example, copper anode A and copper cathode C, the Copper sulfate solution is an electrolyte. The current is passed through the electrolyte. It splits into its respective ions, and thus the copper ions are deposited at the cathode. Like, share.